Yo, 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 what's up, Wolfgang? It's Steve the Wolf here. Today, we're going to be doing an episode on First Descendant. I'm basically going to explain everything in the game as best as I can for beginners and tell you what characters, in my opinion, are the best and what should be used. Let's get started. No, this is the place, this is Albion, where you can change characters, upgrade things, upgrade your materials, everything around that center. Now, I'm going to start with showing you where everything is at, so you have an understanding of where you can get things. So, if you come over here to the Special Operation Terminal, you can see this map, and this map states that there is an Angle Desert, there's Starin Land, there's Kingston, Echo Swamp, Oblivion, Vespers, and Hangis and Fortress, and then the White Knight Gutch. So, what I'm saying to you is that these are all the places you can go and do missions and everything like that, but here is where the thief defend Albion resource. So this is where you can level up your character, you can get material patterns, which I'll explain a little later, and then you have the Shape Stabilizer Form 1, which will stabilize these materials, and it says it right there, it says Shape Stabilizer Form 1, that gives you a better chance of getting certain things out of this material pattern. Then you have Material Pattern 5, which you can use for basically the same thing. Some materials. Some materials that look like this, I'll explain more about these materials later, but this is where you can get a lot of gold, you can level up your character, and stuff like that. Currently I have Valby level 19, of course. But if you come over here to this, or your special operation terminal, basically lets you level up your character fast and grind some resources. Now you have this infiltration operation terminal. Now let's say you need to do the infiltration operation to get the long distance maneuvering. So this basically, you get all, this has like a 1% chance to drop, and all these have a percentage chance to drop. And if you get these patterns, like I said earlier, these patterns are used to go against the big bosses and stuff like that. But also, this is where you can get Bunny's 100% code. So, with that being said, now there's other infiltration operations over in every other map. There's multiple, but the ones that are the best are the ones for your characters. So, like for instance, is this one? No. No. Okay, so this one's water play. This one creates a rectangular shaped pool in front of Valby. This one is good for her character and everything like that. So, with that being said, you can use these infiltration operations to get lucky things. So, like Absolute Curse upon Colossal Part Removal inflicts Dispel, which removes Bust of Colossus. This is a good thing against the bosses. Now, with that all being said, let's go to where we can find the boss. The boss is the guy where you need to talk to is the Sinchka, or however you want to pronounce his fucking name. Sorry for the language, but if you actually want to face bosses, so you see in normal mode you have the Gravewalker, you have the Stunning Beauty, the Executioner, Dead Bride, Devourer, Cryomatic, you have the Swamp Walker, and then you have the Big Dragon, which he's called Hanged Man, but I call him the Dragon. But basically, you defeat these bosses, and like if you push on one, it says, sorry, excuse me. if you defeat the bosses, you can get these parts that gives you a higher chance of unlocking the material you need to get certain characters, but there are 30% chance, there's a percent chance of getting them. The same thing for these. And all of these are the same too, so basically you're gonna want to look at the what its attributes resistance, like it says it needs chill resistance of 1600 to not get affected as much. I would recommend doing that. You also want to look at to see where it says core and shoulder is their weaknesses. And the removable parts, destruction parts when frenzied, is these two parts right here. So you gotta destroy those or she becomes immunity. So that's basically what that means. Now, if you come over here, this is where you're mainly gonna be at for turning in missions and stuff like that. And then you're gonna come all the way up. You're gonna walk all the way this way. Now, what I want to say to you guys is that this is where you can craft your weapon transformation. So you see how this is level 41, and you see how this is level. You need this to get this up. Well, basically, this brings it to level 46. Now, while I'm doing that, it's a perfect time to show you.
Humanity is very weak.
So this is where you can level up all your characters, or see what you need for each character. Like, for instance, you need, for ultimate bunny, you need all of these stuff, all these materials you need all of these, which comes really hard to get. You get Frenia, you get Bunny, and yeah, Frenia and Bunny by just completing the story. Now here's where you can create special weapons. I plan on getting the Blue Beetle, because the Blue Beetle is really good, and the Fallen Hope, or the Wave of Lightning. So I'm getting one of these, but here's where I'm going to show you where the Descendant material. This is where all you need for all the Descendants and stuff like that. Now, when you're going to come look for the weapons material, you're going to see all this stuff you need. Now, what I need is precision. For a precision, which is going to take 10 minutes. Unless I craft it now. So I can show you. Now, you see where all that stuff, that's where you can all get all the stuff you need for all of that. Now, I'm going to show you another thing in a second, but over here is where you can craft the weapons. You can also enhance a unique ability. And weaponry adjustment and reactor adjustment. This is where you could get it. Yeah, this is where it takes to get all that stuff done, and then you need 3, and then you need 8. So, but here's what I wanted to show you with the weapons transmission. So, I'm going to do this. I'm going to choose this. I'm going to bring up the firearm attack to level 48. Okay, so you see this firearm attack right here. This basically means the attack you'll be doing, but this DPS is like what like shock damage or damages you're going to be doing, and critical hit damage, it will be what this does. Now, fire rate 150 per minute, so that's not the best. Like, for instance, 63 a minute, and then you have 299 a minute. So, basically, with that being said, we are going to go now, come all the way over here.
Welcome, Descendant.
We'll see that in 1 second.
Modules will make you stronger.
Okay, so here's what we're going to dismantle some materials. So you see how I can dismantle a few... I got 1,500 from dismantling it. Now, here's where I'm going to show you where you are going to want to do a lot. So do you see where all these have... Like, if you select one, it's 5,000... copper shard, which you can get by just playing the game, doing certain missions, and gold. This is where you can get all the gold you want by just playing the game. Now, for certain characters have certain abilities and certain requirements that you need. And for instance, if I want to do skill extension, it brings it down to 10. So now I have two ways. I get 5,000, 18 plus 1%. Now we have the weapons. Now, hold on, give me 1 second. So we're going to increase that. Now all my weapons are maxed out, so I can't do anything with that right now. So what I wanted to show you is that that's where you can go do all the weapon modifications that you need. Sorry if this is not the best review, tutorial, but it's the best I can do. Now here comes the more difficult part. Figuring out what the fuck to do. So, I have come across that leveling up your character gives you a bump into health, which is obviously understandable. Now, if you come over here to the reactors, you see how I don't have devotion on right now, right? So as soon as I equipped the devotion, I will be able to have the max street skill power of 160. Now you see all these, you see these. Basically means that you can get all the stuff you need. So I have max health, I got max health, I got max shield. Now, if I need to get a better shield because this is really bad for shield, and now I would say these do come in handy and they will help you with increasing your max health, shield, TP. Now, here's where we're going to talk about the weapons. So this is where you could choose what weapons you want by pressing on it, and whatever one's highlighted green lets you choose what weapon you want to switch it out with. Now, for instance, if I wanted to switch for one of these, I would switch for the immediate execution, but all of these guns are not the best right now because this one's still going strong at 9,354 firearm attack. Now I still use this, but this is still better. Now hold on one second while I go craft something while I'm still talking. I definitely know I'm gonna need it.
Now what do you want? Go on, I'm waiting.
Now I want to see something. So the last dagger, the blue beetle.
Oh, a special human child. What do you need?
Let's see. So when you go here, you're gonna go here. At the swamp to chapel. And then it gives you the set chance of getting it. And now, okay, so now we're gonna go back to the character. So you see how you have weapon modules? You use these modules to improve the applied value. So I have weapon point damage, fire attack, fire range, particle critical hit damage, firearm critical hit rate, and accuracy. And adds electric attack equal to 8% of the firearm on hit. On hit, movement speed plus 10% for 5 seconds. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting. So do you see where I have all this on? If I want, I'm going to increase this to all the way, and I'm going to increase this one all the way. And then increase shield all the way. Now, with that being said, all this stuff is really good. It is really handy. It is non-usually very well. But you have to match it to your own abilities. Hopefully, you choose the right stuff. There's also guides on how to build a character and stuff like that. I will figure that out and do that in another video. Now, with that being said, I do hope this video works out for you. If you want a guide on how to find certain parts, let me know. At the end of the day, I hope you enjoyed the first video of First Descendant. I thought this would be a good idea because a lot of the guys I have been showing doesn't really talk about certain stuff, and it really frustrates me. So if you want more information about this game that I have found by just playing it, let me know in the comments below. But it's Fugitive Wolf here. See ya, Wolfgang. Fugitive Wolf signing off.